Hi guys, welcome back to Relatable Stories. If you've not watched the first video, go back and watch it, or you can watch it after this. And thank you for those who watched it. Welcome to another story. As we sit and listen in, we should have like a fireplace someday. Should have like a fireplace. I'm just telling stories, and you're there with your cup of tea or porridge, whatever is your cup of tea. And enjoying together. Anyway, so sometime last week I was having dinner. Actually, let me just be honest and say it was leftover ugali and managu. If you're from Kenya, you know the meal. But if you're not, will I really get a photo? Let me see. Maybe from the internet, and then I'll post, because I don't know when I'll be making that again. Maybe soon. But anyway. So I was having ugali and managu, and I didn't want to cook because, I mean, when you have leftover, the whole point of eating that is so that you don't cook another food. So yeah, I didn't want to make like eggs or anything to go with it. And I had avocados, I don't know how you pronounce them, avocado, yes, in the house. So I went for one that looked ripe, could be eaten. And so I cut it, and then, you know, when you cut an avocado into two and you're trying to separate the two parts, but then it couldn't be separated. And then I tried to twist a bit because I've seen some videos online saying you can twist it and then it comes out perfectly. So I tried to twist, and then what I'm left with on one hand is the cover of the other half. So it's still stuck. The full avocado is stuck on one side, and then I've just removed the cover by twisting. I was like, what? And then looking at the avocado, it had like those black marks showing that it's getting bad. You can even see it in my facial expression. Yeah, it was already like turning bad. And I don't want to say molds, but there are things that looked like. Anyway. And I was so disappointed. Well, I had to cook eggs thereafter, though I didn't want to. But yeah, so I was so disappointed with the same. Like I had really looked forward to eating avocados. I love avocados. So yeah, that was a big disappointment. And so I remembered again a story in the Bible. In this case, it's the man Jesus Christ. He's leaving Bethany with his disciples, and this is Mark chapter. I need to get that before I tell you guys where the story is. Yes, Mark chapter 11, yes, but from verse 12, thereabout. So Christ is leaving Bethany, and they're going to Jerusalem, and it's in the morning, and you know that hunger in the morning. Okay, I don't usually wake up that hungry, but once you've started the day properly, and then it's around 9-10, I'm like, I need something to eat. So yeah, I'm assuming you have that hunger. You've walked. I don't know. I'm not sure of the distance they walked, but anyway, from Bethany to Jerusalem, and he sees a fig tree, and it had leaves. And to give you context, or to just to bring it to your mind, a fig tree, normally the fruits come out first before the leaves open up. So if it has the leaves opened up, you know the fruits are there. So he sees the leaves and he knows this tree has fruits, and he goes to eat. And that's why the story is told that he gets disappointed and he curses the tree. Normally I'd used to read this story and I'm like, relax, it's just hunger. Like, really? Then yes, I got to understand, okay, yeah, the tree was giving false what? Appearance. Yeah, that is actually the one. A false appearance that, okay, I'm in season, or I have fruits, you can come and pick. And then he goes there and there's nothing, and he could not. He gets angry, he gets disappointed. He was hungry, and now he gets angry at that. And then he curses it. And the disciples are shocked because that's not his nature. He's the kindest of person they have ever seen. His words have always been full of encouragement and all that. And they're wondering, why would he curse a tree because he's hungry? But anyway, and again, to give you more explanation on the same, that was an acted parable that he was trying to explain to the disciples. An acted parable in the sense that that fig tree was representing the Jewish people at the time. The Jewish people claimed righteousness. And until this point, the gospel had been spread to them. Let's just say that. It had been spread to them. Not yet to the Gentiles, because that is done by the disciples after Christ has resurrected and gone back to heaven. But anyway, so they claim righteousness. They had magnificent temples. And this was, we're not even speaking of the first temple built by Solomon. That was on another level. This is the second one, which is written in the book of Haggai. And it's not even as magnificent as the first one, but still, it is good. It is good. Yes, and it's promised, God promises them that, the glory of the second one will be even mightier than that of the first one, because this is where Christ comes as a babe, or where he's received as a baby. Yeah. And again, this is the temple that he actually goes into, or it's written in the Gospels. So it was still magnificent. And so they have, the sacred altars, the priests and their robes, like outwardly beautiful. But inwards, they were selfish people. And I don't want to point fingers, and I'm not pointing fingers. But they were selfish people. They did not have love for others. We know their stories with the Samaritan, like the story of the Samaritan woman. Even when Christ approaches her, he says, but we do not mingle. Why are you asking water from me? Because they know already how they are being treated by the Jews. And then even the story of the Good Samaritan again. So they hated I think it's the Romans who ruled over them. They hated the Samaritans. Like, basically they were hating everyone around them. But they claimed they were righteous. And so outwardly they looked appealing, righteous, beautiful and all that, but inwardly they had nothing. They were not bearing any fruits. You cannot even minister to people if you do not have love within you. And so this is how they looked like. But in that farm, there was not just one tree. There were other trees, and they didn't have leaves. They didn't have that false appearance. And those trees represented the Gentiles. The message had not reached to them, so there was no expectation of them to act in a particular manner or to bear fruits and whatnot. And those trees were not cast, because, there's, they say, according to what you've been given, to whom much is given, much is expected. So the Jews had the message, but their lives were not representing true Christianity, that people who are truly righteous. And that is a warning message to us in these last days. I'll call it, yes, it is actually last days. So it's a warning message to all of us. You might be here, you might be listening to me, and we all claim Christianity. And we know and trust in God, and yes, we pray and we have a spiritual walk, but we might be selfish in one way or another. We put ourselves first in most things. We do not show love to people, maybe because we know either they openly sin or we see their mistakes. And sometimes I sit down and I wonder, how does God do it? Like, all of us, we obviously fail at one point or another, but his mercies endures forever. Not one day, and they are renewed every morning, actually, but it endures forever. And that does not mean that we should take advantage of it. But we need to ask him to help us to live righteously. But even as we pray for that, we should also pray that we get to have unselfish hearts, that we may be able to love. Because even, I think it's Corinthians, Paul, as he was writing, in 1 Corinthians, when he's speaking, the chapter on love, chapter 13, when he starts, he says, even if I do miracles, even if I have the faith of moving mountains, but if I don't have love in me, then there's nothing. And you cannot, we cannot, let me not say you, we cannot minister to people if we do not have love. Personally, I am a, let me say, closed off person. Not closed off that I do not like enter in its entirety. I would meet with you, we will interact and all that. And I love people. I don't hate anyone, honestly. But I tend to keep to myself. But I am learning to mingle with people as Christ did, because you cannot, again, minister to people without mingling with them. Yeah, you can do this online, but still you need to go down to one person, and yes, or even those around us, And yes, you will see people's mistakes, you will see their failures, you might even see their struggles, but God is asking us to extend grace. And our prayer is that He may teach us to love one another the way He loves us, because that is very different. He sees our worst and He regards us as if we were in our best. And so, yeah, do not be like the Jews. Do not be like the, let me not say do not be like the Jews, because they're Jews at this present moment who might be good. So I'm speaking of the Jews at that time. And I'm saying do not be like the fig tree. Do not be like my avocado. on the outside, it looked, oh God, anyway, it's fine. I enjoyed my ugali managu and eggs, but do not be like my avocado, and let's spread love. Even Christ told the disciples, by this they will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. And as I'm telling you this, I am also telling myself, because this is also a learning moment for me. Yes, I love people, but I know I need to do better. I need to do more. Or at least, let me just say, I need to be more expressive. Yes. Okay, that is it for today's story, and I guess see you on the next one. Yeah, bye. Okay, again, it cannot pause, so I'll just tell you, if you've not subscribed, please do so, and you can share the link with a friend. Yes, and again, see you next time. Now let me try to stop it manually. Okay, bye.